Yeah, we were just about to start actually. I was just telling them that we will definitely start on time. Okay, so we do not shortchange anyone. We do not want to shortchange those who are late. We also do not want to shortchange those who came in early. Okay, so we will start exactly at 5:30. Now, we were just saying certain house rules, which I think you are all very familiar. And by the way, I think you are doing a great job because all of you have your video on and you also have renamed yourself as your real name. Okay, all these are your real name because I have your name on the list. Okay, we will start off. Today is in fact our last lesson doing magnets as a topic. Eventually, next lesson onwards, we will be doing other topics. Okay, now, like I said, although you might not be doing magnets now, because the reason is because we can't cater to like all schools because all schools are doing different topics at different time of the year. Okay, so in this case, I guess take it positively. Either way, we will ensure that we will cover all the topics until the end of the year. Okay, so you will be prepared for your end of year exam. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, all topics will be covered. Okay, so let's start by watching this video on magnets first. Okay, now I know there were a lot of pauses just now because I think I was trying to get Sri Charan to come in. He was in the waiting room. So whenever I click on my screen, apparently the video will stop. So I hope it wasn't too disruptive for you guys. Okay, so we will get started with the questions first. And as we go along, I'm sure we will be able to think of certain concepts that we need to answer the questions. I think by now, for some of you, it's definitely not your like first or second lesson. So I believe we have gone through magnets quite a fair bit. Okay, so I would think that if let's say I were to ask you which concept to apply, you should be able to answer. Okay, so let's have a look at the first question. 3 iron rods are made into electromagnets using the setups below. Which of the following shows the arrangement of the rods in decreasing order of their magnetic strengths? Yes, Darius. B for boy. Yes. Okay. Let's have a look at Darius's answer. Yeah. B, he said that Z is the one that is strongest because descending means is going from high to low. Okay. So it means that the strength is from the strongest to the weakest. That's descending order, right? So Darius said that Z is the strongest. Now, the difference here, of course, is the number of coils. Because if you look carefully, both have 2 batteries. I mean, all 3 setups have 2 batteries. So the number of batteries is not the variable that has been changed. What is the change variable? The change variable is actually the number of coils on the rod. Okay, so in this case, I guess Darius is right about this one because the concept behind this is that the more the number of coils, the stronger the electromagnet. Okay, so this is the underlying concept behind this. The more the number of coils, the stronger the electromagnet. So therefore, very good, Darius. Your answer is B. Well done. Okay, let me have a look at the chat. Someone typed something, is it? Oh, okay. It was Darius's answer. All right, let's move on to question 2. Casper tried to magnetize a steel nail using the stroke method in the direction as shown below. After stroking 15 times, he used the nail to attract some steel pins. 3 pins were attracted. He repeated the experiment with another similar steel nail. What should he do if he wanted to attract more than 3 pins? Okay, I know Darius tried already, so let's go to Eldon now. Eldon, what should he do if he wants to attract more pins?
C.
C for cat. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at Alden's answer. Yeah. Stroke more than 15 times. This method is stroking method. The only way to make it stronger or to make the magnet, make the temporary magnet stronger is to stroke it more times. So that's correct as well. Very good, Alden. Okay, so basically the concept is that the more the number of strokes, okay, because why am I writing down the concept? Because when you MCQ questions is quite straightforward. You just need to write the options. But if let's say this question comes out in open-ended question, you must be able to translate it to writing. Okay. So the more the number of strokes, okay, the stronger the temporary magnet. Right? So this is the underlying concept behind. Okay. All right, good. Now let's move on to question number 3. Anthony made 4 electromagnets using the setups below. Which 2 of the setup should he use if he wanted to find out? So when you see these 3 words, to find out, it basically tells you the aim of the experiment. Okay, so the aim is how the number of batteries would affect the strength of the electromagnets. Yeah, so the number of batteries would be the change variable in this case. Okay, so this entire phrase here is basically the aim of the experiment. This part will tell you the change variable. We are changing the number of batteries. The strength of the electromagnets is what we call the measured variable. Okay, now Hanushka next. Hanushka, which setup should he use if you want to find out if the number of batteries? C for cats, yeah? Okay, let's take a look at Hanushka's answer. We have number of batteries is different. Yes, very good. One is 2 batteries, the other one is 3 batteries. What about the coils? We need to make sure the coils are the same because the only change variable is the number of batteries. So yes, very good. Okay, the answer is C. Well done, Hanushka. Now, of course, it can also be A and D. Okay, why is it also A and D? Because the number of batteries is different, but the number of coils is the same. Okay, but the only problem is that out of these 4 options, none of them is A and D. Okay, so the only answer is C. Yeah, very good. Okay, now next question. Fabian used a magnet to stroke each of the items below for several times in one direction. Okay, so we have wooden chopstick, we have plastic spoon, we have copper wire and a needle. Then he brings the items near a pile of paper clips. He finds that some of the items cannot pick up any paper clips. Which of the following statements explain his observations? Okay, which ones do you think will pick up paper clip? Darius, which one do you think will pick up paper clip? Darius? C. Okay, C. Yeah, okay. So in this case, the things that will pick up paper clip will only be the needle. The copper, wooden chopstick, and plastic spoon, these are all non-magnetic material. I think for copper, you just need to take note of it very well because copper is not a magnetic material, so it will not be able to, copper will not be able to be conducted or to be stroked into a temporary magnet. Okay, so just a recap, what are your magnetic materials again? Magnetic materials, your school is not cool. Steel, iron, nickel, cobalt. Okay, great. Sri Charan is out again. Apparently, I think the connection is not too good. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so because of this, it's not that cutlery cannot be magnetized. This is wrong. Okay. Those that are too long cannot be magnetized. No, this doesn't make sense. Only metals can be magnetized. In fact, not all metals can be magnetized, because not all metals are magnetic material. Okay, so yes, the answer is C. Very good. Only iron and steel can be magnetized. Any questions so far? Any questions? No? Okay, let's move on to question 5 now. Jane wants to find out whether the number of turns of the wire around the steel rod affects the... So you see, this one is again another experimental design question. Okay, because you see the word to find out, it basically tells you the aim of the experiment. Okay, whether the number of turns of the wire around the steel rod, okay, affects the strength of the electromagnet. Yeah. So in this case, number of turns of the wire around the steel rod, this one would be the change variable. Okay. The strength of the electromagnet, that would be your measured variable. Yeah. So the number of turns of wire is the one that we're supposed to change. I think we can get Irena to answer this, okay? Which two setup should she choose?
B.
Answer is B. Okay, let's see. Basically, the number of batteries must be the same. Let's see, because the number of wires is the change variable. So Irena chose A, setup A and D. Okay, very good. Seems like the number of batteries is the same. How about the number of turns? Let's see. Number of turns is 15 versus 22. Okay, so I think this is wonderful because what we want to find out is whether or not the number of turns of wire affects. So we want to make sure the number of turns of wire is different. Okay, yes, very good. Answer is B. Now again, you can actually use oh no, actually you can't, because this one, the number of batteries is different. Okay, so we cannot use B and C. Yeah, we can only use setups A and D. Okay, now next one. Again, we see to find out again. Okay, so let's highlight to find out. What are we trying to find out? If the number of coils of wire around an iron nail will affect the strength of an electromagnet. Okay, so in this case, number of coils of wire around an iron nail, this one is the changed variable. Right? Number of coils of wire around an iron nail is a change variable. Strength, of course, would be the measured variable. Okay, again, this one tells you the aim, yeah? Who has not answered? Let me see. Okay, we can go back to Hanushka again. Hanushka, which two setup should Timothy use for this investigation?
B.
B for boy. Okay, let's see. Hanushka chose setup P and setup R. The batteries are the same, are they? Yes, one battery. Very good. Okay, but the number of coils is different. So, okay, very good. We can use P and R. Of course, we can also use Q and S, because Q and S have the same number of batteries, different number of coils as well. Okay, but the reason why we don't, because none of the options gives you Q and S. Okay, so therefore the answer is P and R. Oops, let me change it to red. Yeah. Okay, great.